fourth grade. You need your social studies weekly, week 4. We're going to do the crossword puzzle together. Now, I'm not going to give you the answers, but I'm going to help you figure out some of the answers to give you clues. So eventually, you will be able to complete these crossword puzzles without any help, right? Now, you can either start from top to bottom, or you can start with across, you can start with down, you can start with down first and then across. Crossword puzzles are completely up to you and how you want to complete them. I am a creature of habit and I like starting from top to bottom and then just working my way down that way. Some people like to go in numerical order. That means starts with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's called numerical order. It's up to you, okay? But we're following along right now. So the first thing we're going to look at is across. Number 2, it says a rare mineral found in the California desert. It is 2 across, and there has to be a word that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. So remember when we were reading, we talked about a city that was named after a mineral, and it was found in the desert. Now you need to go back to that specific section in the story and think about where did we talk about the California desert in a rare mineral being in the California desert. Where am I going to look in my social studies book for that? A rare mineral in the California desert. So I'm going to scan, scan, scan. And when I find the section, I'm going to reread that section, see if I can find the word, put the word into the crossword, okay? If at any time I'm going too fast, I don't make sense to you, something is confusing, hit the pause button, rewind it, and then start it again. That's the beauty of having this recording, is so you can be independent, and when you need help, you can rewind and rewatch, right? Number 4, the nickname for California. What is the California known as? The blank state. So I'm gonna think about it. If I look, there's a section inside my social studies weekly that has some of the key words like California, state, why is it called? So look in that section and see if you can find the word. What is the nickname for California? Why is it called the blank state? 5, Flatty, Doormat, and Fly Swatter are nicknames for the California blank. Now remember, when did I read about those silly nicknames? Were we talking about a region? Were we talking about a climate? Were we talking about California wine? Were we talking about the desert? Were we talking about a nickname? Were we talking about an animal? Why do those nicknames sound familiar? Let me see. Flatty, Doormat, and Fly Swatter. I don't remember that being about the regions of California. It wasn't about the climate, because you wouldn't use those words to describe it. Those are nicknames of something. So I'd have to find something that would describe those nicknames. So I'm going to reread, see where I can find those nicknames for that item. It could be a person, an animal, a creature, something. Okay? Number 8. Special California crops. Artichokes, olives, pomegranates, kiwis, and blank. So if I go and I'm looking at this, it says special California crops. Well, I know that crops are on farmland and it's meant for food, okay? So that's what crops are. It has a list. When it has a list like this, I have to go, this is almost word for word something that I read in the magazine. So I have to find where that list is. Where does it say artichokes, olives, pomegranates, kiwis, and pistachios? So where am I going to look for that? Well, it's talking about California crops. Crops, farming. So I'm assuming it's going to be a land. So they're talking about a specific section of land about farming, and they have all of these different crops, and there's a list. So I need to go back into my newsletter. Where are they talking about farmland? Where are they talking about crops? Where am I going to find that list that they specify so I can find that fill in the blank? Number 9. If you haven't already, you need to hit the stop button, because I'm not giving you time to pause and find the answers. I'm giving you clues for each and every section for you to hit the pause button, find the answer yourself, or rewind, listen to what I say, be a text detective, and find the answers for yourself. So you need to be hitting that pause button and not letting me talk the entire time till I get to number 7 at the very bottom, and then you're still on number 2, okay? So the point of this is hit the pause button, solve 1, play, solve 1, pause, so on and so forth. So pause, play, okay? All right. Number 9, important liquid resource in the mountain region. Well, ding, 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 ding. It's saying the mountain region. So if I'm gonna find out what resource they're talking about, I need to go to the mountain region section in this newsletter. And also it says liquid resource. What's a liquid? Solid, liquid, or gas? Liquid, something that you drink, okay? That's what a liquid is. You drink it. You don't eat it, you drink it because it's a liquid. So I have to find the liquid resource in the mountain region. So I have to look where it talked about mountain region and see if I can find the liquid resource that they're talking about. Down number 1, the type of climate found in much of our state. If you remember from last week, this was one of your clue questions. Mediterranean climate. Some of you had trouble with this one. You can find that out with looking at California's climate and natural resources. It's in this section here. If you read, it gives you the clue. It says exactly, depending on what part of California you choose, you can enjoy sunshine, gentle breezes, and moderate temperatures year-round. Most of our state enjoys a Mediterranean climate. Ding, 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 ding. The type of climate found in most of our state is a Mediterranean climate, okay? That is a long word and it's easy to mess up with the spelling. So I suggest you want 2 letters at a time. M-E, M-E. D-I, D-I. T-E, T-E. So do it 2 letters at a time to fill in the blank because you don't want to make a mistake. Because yes, you have the right answer, but it's kind of like math. If you make one mistake with 1 letter or 1 number in a math problem, the entire problem is incorrect. And then you think you made a mistake, but you really might have the right answer. You just might be spelling it incorrectly. So that's why it's great that it's important that you don't rush, and you take your time, and you double check to make sure you don't make any silly little mistakes, okay? So number 1 is Mediterranean climate. That's a really long word. So go ahead and write that in. And now you know California has a Mediterranean type of climate. Number 3, this big blue resource is all along the Pacific Coast region. Well, I'm looking here and there's a couple clues. If I'm looking here, remember how this is land and this is the ocean? Do you see how when we're along the Pacific Coast, I could show you here, my map is blank. This is the edge of California. This is the ocean. This is the land. When the ocean meets the land, this is called the Pacific Coast region. And our clue is this big blue resource is all along the coast, Pacific Coast region. Big and blue. It's big and blue, and it's all across the Pacific Coast region. Okay, so I'm going to not give the answer. Giving you the clues. Make sure when you're doing this crossword, you don't use the same word twice, okay? You never, in a crossword puzzle, you never use the same word twice. There's a different word for this one that's different than a previous one, okay? Big blue resource. Remember, when the water, hits the land, this is not necessarily called water. We call it something else because this large body of water has a specific name to it when it touches the land, okay? When we go to the beach, we look out into the, okay? So that's a lot of clues for you. Number 6, the first wine grapes were grown at Spanish blank. So the trick to this says the first wine grapes. There's an entire section dedicated about wine because California has a large industry with wine. We learned that last week. we produce 90% of the wine inventory in the world. That's 90% is high. That's an A, guys. That's an A. All right. So the first wine grapes were grown at Spanish blank. So I'm not going to tell you more than you need to look where it talks about wine grapes in the section, and you need to look for the word Spanish and see what they're talking about. They were grown at Spanish what? Number 7, last one. Something found in nature that people use is a natural blank. So let me think about this. Something found in nature that people use is a natural blank. Okay, this whole time we've been talking about climate, we've been talking about regions, we've been talking about natural things. Now, the key word is somewhere in this newsletter. Now, it's my job to help you find it, to not give you the answers. So it's something found in nature that people use. So what do we use that's natural to us? We have a specific word for this, and this entire newsletter was on it. So it's always great if you're not sure exactly where they talk about it to start at the beginning and see if you see a key word. See if you see the word natural. See if you see the word found in nature, something that people use that's found in nature. So those are the key words, and you have to be the text detective to figure it out. Okay, when you're all done with this, you are going to type in your answers into the Google document just like you did last week. So you're going to type your answers from 1 to 9, and you're going to tell me which words you put for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're just copying what your crossword says onto the Google Doc. Okie dokie artichokes. Can't wait to see this. Hope you have some fun. Bye, guys.